Maybe you're making $2,000. You want to make $10,000. Yes. Thank you. Hi, I'm Dr. Teresa. And for the next hour or so, I'm going to share with you these 7 elements for pre-ad profit protocol in my clinic. Today, we're diving into 7 elements that could make all the difference for profits from your marketing. Few simple, easy tweaks. That could be all it takes for you. Now, I like the idea of a prognosis. We like to look at things and consider if it's going to work out really well or not, right? You wouldn't have surgery without a checkup first. Now, you wouldn't run ads. You wouldn't pour money into a paid ad campaign without double checking, crossing T's, dotting I's, making sure everything's working at the best possible performance for you. Let's see what we need to check out here, because it can be pretty crazy out there in the online marketing world, right? Put a 1 in the chat for me. Put a 1 in the chat. If yes, you're like, oh my gosh, this world is crazy. There's so many things to keep track of. That's right. I'm seeing the ones come in. Thank you. Marketing mayhem can start off with something like the tech confusion. How much confusion is there over the crazy topic of tech? Yes, you've got to have this piece of software and that piece of software, and then the teching, the coding stuff, and the building. And what do you mean I have to use an API? I hear you. Then there's the scenario of, wow, I'm getting likes and comments and sharing. I'm not getting any sales. I have a client, he would email me, Dr. Teresa, I don't understand. Why are they liking my ad, but they're not downloading my lead magnet? Why aren't they downloading my ebook? Well, could be something else is the problem here. And you could be getting leads, but you don't know where they came from. It's like, oh, well, I guess this ad's working. I guess that's working. You're playing a guessing game. Science is where it's at. What if your landing page isn't converting? You need some really, really, really good science. What if the ads start to work and then they stop working? Yeah. How many of you have heard this? Yeah, the ads just don't work anymore. I tried them a long time ago, but now they're just, they didn't work. But you know what? Sometimes it's not the ad. Sometimes it's the message behind the ad. Sometimes it's the offer. Sometimes it's the audience. Sometimes it's the message that you're giving to your audience, and there's no emotional connection. I know when I started this, I put up an ad and put $100 behind it and said, buy my shiny stuff. Went to bed that night thinking, oh, I haven't even spent $100 yet. That's okay. I woke up the next morning, my $100 was gone, and I had no leads. I didn't know what happened. How many of you had this experience? The money just disappeared on you. Yikes, right? We're going to deal with that in the clinic today. Yes, and we're going to deal with tech overwhelm too. You don't need that tech overwhelm. How many of you have a gazillion pieces of tech that you're trying to make work, or you've downloaded some tech, you're thinking, maybe I'm going to need that in the future, and now you have no idea where it is on your computer? Yeah, I know. I thought I had that. You can't even find it. Yeah, we're going to deal with that today. Bots. Who knew the bots were out there? Raise your hand if you think, oh my gosh, there's bots out there. Yes, there's bots out there, and they're making a train wreck of your marketing unless you know how to put them at bay. What about you? You're not really, you don't really know who you're selling to. Here's the thing. When it comes down to a scale of 0 to 100 on a percentage basis, 0 to 41% is made up, success of marketing is made up of the people you are selling to. You have to know who they are, why you're selling to them, why they would want to buy what you have. And you've got to know that down to a nitty gritty, not because it's going to help them. Why does it help them? Why does it make their day better? Why does it, what difference in their life is it going to make? What problem does it solve? Knowing these individual factors, these answers, this is where you have a better message audience connection. But when you're not really knowing who to sell to, tell you what, let's start with some information here. And I want you to know that I haven't always been in online marketing. I like to scuba dive. And when I'm not scuba diving, for 24 years, I was in healthcare as a doctoral level occupational therapist, had 7 outpatient therapy clinics. And one day I went to my office. The FBI agents were standing there cleaning out my office, telling me, Dr. Pantanella, you're under investigation for insurance fraud. Well, yeah, I did some time. And that was over 10 years ago. And I've always wanted to go explore the world and be able to work while I did that. It's kind of a blessing. Clinics are gone, helped thousands of patients, have great memories. And now I get to help people like you with your online marketing. And I get to see the world at the same time. So in healthcare, we always start with diagnosing. So let's look at the anatomy and physiology of marketing that's ready for ads. Remember, I told you, I've got people that come to me and say, I'm ready to run ads, Dr. Teresa. Let's go. Here's my budget. Spend the money. Let's get some sales. Well, we have to make sure everything's in the right place first. And there's some diagnostic tests I want to use as a marketer. In healthcare, we use x-rays. X-rays, they show the hard stuff in the body. Years ago, I'm riding my Harley down the highway, having a good old time with friends. And before I knew it, I was on the ground. Heard the ambulance coming. Felt like I was trusting it was going to be okay. And I am, thank God. I had a really, really sore shoulder. The x-ray showed broken collarbone. I had a really, really sore hip. MRI. MRI goes deeper. The MRI shows the soft tissue damage. Now in marketing, you've got your logistics. You've got your bare bones right out in the front of the open issues that come up. And then you've got your softer, nuanced stuff that you really got to take the time, like an MRI, and go through the layers of what you have to see what's really working. Now, if you're not familiar with an MRI, this is what they look like. Basically in a big round cubicle, and it's looking at layers and layers and layers and layers of flesh. Same with your marketing. We might need an x-ray to take a look at the bare bones, but we may need to use an MRI to go really, really deep. So put your scrubs on, get your stethoscope out. We're going into the lab. The first thing we got to do is get some history here. Then we're going to get some vitals, because just like when anybody goes to the doctor's office, oh yeah, you get a history first, and then they take some vitals. You know, your blood pressure. They take your pulse. Oh yeah, the famous, I gotta get your weight. Please step on the scale, ma'am. Oh yeah. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you're laughing right now, because I know somebody's out there laughing. Yeah. Nobody wants to get on that scale, do you? Okay. Answer a few questions for me first. We're going to do some history here. We're going to take some vitals, see where you're at. All right. Put a 1 in the chat. Do you have a lead magnet that's been downloaded 50 times or more? 1 in the chat, 2 in the chat if not. Oh, I'm seeing some 2s, some 1s. Okay. Let's put a 3 in the chat if it's been downloaded at least 25 times. Give me a 3 if it's been downloaded at least 25 times. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I know you're off the ground then. Got 25, you're off the ground. You need 50 to be ad ready. Here's another vital sign for you. Do you have an email welcome sequence ready to nurture the new leads? Ready to welcome them to your family? Ready to start a conversation with them? Just like when the neighbor was in next door and you're taking over the baked brownies or cupcakes, you want to welcome them to your world. Sometimes people say, well, I feel like I'm bothering them. I mean, what do they need information from me? Well, it's like when you buy something at the store and you get a follow-up survey or you get a phone call, hey, Mrs. Smith, how do you like your new coffee maker? Doesn't that feel good? How about that beautiful new physician you just found that a girlfriend recommended, and that office calls you up and says, how was your visit? Don't you feel warm and some warm fuzzies there? This is what an email welcome sequence will do. It's got to be the warm fuzzies. It's got to be there to answer questions. What if they're stuck? What if they forgot they downloaded it? Number one reason people don't become paying customers after their lead, they never downloaded the lead magnet. Make sure they download it. Okay, next question on the vital sign list. Is your website or landing page set up to actually capture leads, or does it cause confusion? Oh, you're not sure. Oh my gosh. Put a Y in the chat if this is yes for you. If this is a yes for you, if you've actually taken the time to have somebody else look at your landing page and have them find how to sign up for your lead magnet or whatever it is that you're selling. Okay, a couple people have done it. Good. Was it an eye-opening experience? Give me a 1 if it was. A 2 if you're like, it's no big deal. Oh, I'm only seeing 1s. Okay, this is something you need to do is give your landing page to somebody who has no idea what you do. Ask them, is this easy to use? Can you tell what I'm asking you to do here? Do you know what I'm selling? Okay, next question. Vital sign. Have you updated your social media in the past 30 days? Is your current offer even mentioned on your social media? Ooh, you might be out there posting about your latest birthday or fish that you caught in the lake. You might be out there posting about, yeah, we went away for this weekend. It was great. The holiday's coming up. This is what I'm cooking. Nothing about your offer. Well, here's the deal. People want to know you and trust you. Yeah, it helps to have your offer out there. Okay, next vital sign. Do you have a sales message that's already made sales without a paid ad? This is called organic sales. Okay, give me a M for money in the chat. If you have a sales message that's already made sales, an M for money. Because if you haven't sold this organically, you will never sell it with a paid ad. Now, I know I've got people listening that are thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not sure if that means me or not. If you have sold your product to anyone, you have made a sale without a paid ad. I'm seeing a few M's. All right. Next vital sign. Do you have a clear, compelling photos and videos that represent your brand well? You don't want to get on video, do you? Okay. I hear this a lot. Now, with my clients, sometimes we'll work with a very simple video formula that uses AI and creates the video for them without them ever having to get on camera. How many of you would you like that? Yeah, that sounds like fun, doesn't it? Have somebody else do all the work for you, don't lift a finger, and you don't have to go on camera? Woo! I thought you'd like that. Yeah. Okay. So next question. Do you know exactly what happens after someone opts in? All right. This is not rocket science. This isn't guesswork either. You have to have it laid out step by step by step. Now, having been in healthcare, having written a lot of protocols for my healthcare business with 7 clinics, we had to know what step came after what, make sure everybody was on the same page doing the same thing. The same when you're welcoming somebody into your world. What exactly happens? You get them the welcome email sequence, then what happens? Yeah, got to map that out. Okay. Can you confidently answer, why should someone choose me over a competitor? Well, tell you what, if you've got the answer to this question, say, I. Put an I in the chat. Say, I know, I. Give me some I's. Oh, come on now. Why should someone choose you over a competitor? I've got a couple of I's. Well, seems like we need to drill down on this a little bit, eh? Okay, so that's the vital sign. That's the history. Now we're going to look at, well, that's where you're at now. What are some of the symptoms that could be related to the answers to those questions? And what's the diagnosis then? What does it mean? We're going to look at competitor analysis, prospect engagement prescriptions. We're going to look at a conversion rate rehab for you, conversational ad mastery, funnel forensics, tech stack harmony, that confusion and overwhelm we were talking about earlier. Today's the day we're ditching that. We're also going to look at the trust theory protocol. So yes, you may have some symptoms. I've got a diagnosis and a cure. The first one, competitor intelligence. In the book, The Art of War by Sun Tzu, he says, know thyself and know thy enemy. When you know your enemy, I don't like to think of competition as an enemy, but the message is there. And if you know what your competition's doing, you can find those gaps in their marketing that you could slide in and fill. You can also get a lot of really cool clues on psychologically, why are they getting sales? Check this out. What if you could get an MRI read on your competitor's landing page? Yeah, I'm talking past the bones of, okay, it's a WordPress page. Oh, they've got a headline and a subheadline. Oh, they've got some graphics on here. Okay, and there's the call to action, and those are the benefits. What if you really could go deeper past the bones and into the flesh of the landing page? How many of you want that? Yeah. Oh yeah. Raise your hand up. Give me some hands here. Give me some hands. I'm seeing hands come up. That's it. Yes. AI powered analysis is the way to get this done. And I'm going to give you a GPT that does this. All you need to do is put in your competitor's domain. That's all you need to do. Oh yeah. And then you can find out things like, who's their audience? Who are they selling to? Remember that 0 to 100 and that 42%? That's the audience. If you know who your competitor is selling to, shouldn't you have a clue about their audience too? What are their features and benefits? What's the psychological reasoning behind how they get people to actually click? Because your competition's out there. I have had people tell me, I don't have any competition. I have a unique product. It's not like anything else on the market. Well, okay. Can everybody see this? This beautiful, shiny fork? Beautiful, shiny fork, nice slender handle, all silver, 4 prongs, looks very user-friendly, very straightforward. And then you have this other fork, a little bit larger in size, longer tines, beautiful blue handle. And look, it's got some width to the handle. And it gets a little wider here down here at the bottom. Is this fork in competition with this fork? Of course it is. They serve the same purpose. If the person who developed this fork came along and said, I don't have any competition, it's unique, it has this blue handle, that doesn't count. If it serves the same purpose, if your competitor, if their product is doing the same thing your product is doing, they're competition. And you need to know how they're selling what they're selling. And when this GPT comes through and you put their URL in there, this is exactly what I did for the URL you used to sign up for this clinic. I've got my problem, my primary beliefs, my solution. All I had to do was put the URL in there. Oh yeah. You're looking forward to that, aren't you? Give me a 1 in the chat if you're like, oh, wow, this would be cool to have. Give me some 1s. If you like this, give me a 1. That's it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. At the end of the call, at the end of the clinic, you are going to get the GPT link to solve this problem for yourself. This is going to be your treatment plan. This is part of your prognosis. This is part of knowing how to move forward and have your competition show you how to get it done. All right. So we've got that part taken care of, the competition. The next element is the prospect's engagement with you. Now, I have a prescription for this for you. This prospect engagement is very, very, very important. And you have to know what they want in their heart first. You have to know why they would be even remotely interested in your solution to their problem. You got to know what the problem is. Yeah. I call this the value bridge. In the value bridge, you have people that are stuck on what I call Hell's Island. They're cold prospects. They don't know who you are, but they're on this island where life is extremely painful for them. And they really, really, really want to find a solution so they can get off that Hell's Island and get to a better climate. For you, that means that cold prospect becomes a warm buyer. But sometimes, people are just browsing. They're not in enough pain. There's not enough emotion around their problem to make them want to buy right away. For example, if you're looking for a wash machine because it's broken, and yeah, you've got 7 days of laundry staring at you, you need a wash machine and you need it now. So you're going to buy pretty much the first thing you get your hands on, as long as it gets delivered as soon as you need it, right? If you're just browsing wash machines because, your neighbor's got that really cool feature where the door opens on the front and it looks so much easier to use. Oh yeah, you want that wash machine that sits up on a pedestal because you're just tired of bending over to get stuff out of it and put it in the dryer. There's not enough pain there to buy right away. You're going to think about it. Not really sure if you want to spend the money right now. If you spend the money in the wash machine, you might not have money for that wonderful vacation you're looking forward to. You've got to know that cold prospect, what their problem is. Why do they need you right now? Get them. Why do they need to get off of Hell's Island? Now, I work with clients very deeply on this through a proprietary formula by a gentleman named Michael Roderick. He talks about looking at the level of friction, whether people need something because it's just a spontaneous need, whether they have an agonizing pain around it, or if it's a debilitating cause of life being not good for them. That is how I work with my clients on this issue. Now, I may mention to you a little later a way that you can get access to that. Stay tuned. The prospect engagement prescription, the fastest way to get them interested in you, start to solve that problem, is a lead magnet. But you also need to know the stage of market sophistication. So you need to know what's going on in their heart. What's that level of pain and friction? Or as Michael Roderick says, the level of pain, whether it be agonizing or debilitating. But you also need to know the stage of market sophistication. This is something we're going to be getting into in just a little bit here, because it really reveals, why do they want what you have? Now, in a lead magnet, you're not solving the whole problem. This should be something they can consume in 5 minutes or less. 5 minutes or less. It's something that also allows them to kind of wonder, well, what else do I need? How else is this going to work for me? And that's when you take them to the next step of working with you. The AI can help you with this. If you did an AI-powered audience research that showed you their hopes and desires, their fears, why they need your product, if AI could show you how their life is actually going to improve and how their life was before they had your product, would that be of value to you? See how this is all tying together? Use AI, find out what's in their heart, find out what the lead magnet can do for them, put it all together. Oh yeah. Who's got a light bulb going off? Okay, give me one in the chat if you've got a light bulb going off right now. Oh yeah. One of the hardest things you can do right now is really drill down on this for your lead magnet. Because once you've peeled away all the layers and you know what your lead magnet should be, talked about having a set plan, a set precedent of steps, a set protocol of steps, a set protocol of steps for people work with you and they download the lead magnet, you hear from you from the welcome sequence, and then what happens next? If you get this lead magnet part right, everything else is going to fall into place. And yes, I'm going to give you my personal audience research prompts. So you are not left hanging with this. This is going to be my gift to you. All these cool prompts. And again, oh yes, stay to the end. I'm going to give you the link at the end for all of these prompts, the GPT, the checklists. Yes, you're in for a rare treat. Because next we're going into conversion rate rehab. All right. This isn't the kind of rehab where you're put away for days on end for like a month inside of a home or something not a group living situation. This is rehab for your landing page. This is rehab for your lead magnet page. This is rehab for your sales page. This is rehab for your webinar, your live event, your masterclass page, because you need to know things like the bare bones, time on the page, number of pages visited, scroll depth, bounce rate. You need to know these things. These are bare bones. This is what the X-ray is going to show you. This is what you need to know. And you're going to learn this through your analytics. You're going to learn this through your tracking. We're going to talk more about your tracking here today too. But you need to know these things. Okay, so lead magnets. Again, solve the lead magnet problem first. Everything else falls into place. So lead magnet landing page, how well should it convert? Conversions, 5%, 15%, maybe it's going to do 20 to 25%. What if it could do 30%? What if 30% of the people that hit your lead magnet landing page downloaded it? Remember the guy I said earlier? He's like, oh, Dr. Teresa, they're liking my ad, but they're not downloading it. That's okay. It's not really a problem. It's kind of like, somebody patting you on the back and saying, good job. It's the neighbor saying, great to see you today. It's the equivalent of just getting a hug from your family member. Yeah. Now, let's not get too far carried off here. Who's getting this? Give me one in the chat if you're getting this. This is making sense. Because we're going to do our sales pages next. It's making sense. Yes, you want a 30% conversion rate. Put 30 in the chat for me. Put 30 in the chat. Bingo. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Now, what do you think an excellent rate is for the sales landing page? Put that in the chat for me. Give me a good guess, because on average, it's 2 to 5% for sales. That's average. Good, 10% and above. What's excellent? Oh, I'm seeing 24%. I'm seeing 48%. Ooh, wow. If you've got a 48% landing page conversion rate, you need to be teaching this class. 20% and above. 20% and above is an excellent sales page conversion rate. Now, what about webinars? This one gets a little tricky. It goes into the same category as live events, the same category as master classes. Let's say cold traffic. These are people that have never heard of you, don't know you from Hill of Beans. Cold traffic. This is 30% conversion rate. 30%. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, if you show this same offer, this same landing page to people that already know you, like people on your email list, your average is going to be 22%. Cold audience will opt in because they may or may not show up. There's no commitment there, especially if it's free. But if they know you, they're going to be like, well, I really want to be there for them, but I really don't want to sign up if I'm not going. That's why there's a difference there. All right. Excellent. Who knows what the excellent rate of conversion is for these types of landing pages? Guess it for me in the chat. Is it higher than 30% or is it lower than 30%? Is it higher than 30% or is it lower than 30%? Give me an H for higher. Give me an L for lower. I'm seeing some numbers here. I'm seeing 52%. There's that 48% again. Is that the same person? I didn't even check to see. Okay. Excellent. 59%. Wow. Wow. Sounds like a really easy gig, right? Got to be easy to get people to your webinar. All right. You start with that prompt about your audience research. You start with your competitor analysis. Now we're going to go into the next part that you need to know. Well, in a moment, we're going to go into the next part that you need to know to get a 59% conversion rate on your webinar, masterclass, or live event landing page. How are these conversions created? I knew somebody would need to know this. Okay, I put it in here. Conversion rate equals the number of conversions divided by the number of visitors times 100. Simple formula. And there's different elements you have to have on there. Oh, you need me to go back? Sure. There you go. Conversion rate, number of conversions divided by total number of visitors times 100%. Not just 100, 100%. Because then you're going to get your decimal rating. Got it? All right. Put a one. Yeah, put a one in the chat if you got it. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I'm loving the ones. Okay. So elements of the landing page. So we've got conversion rate rehab, and then the elements that should be on your landing page. A compelling headlines first. Sometimes you need a sub-headline, sometimes you don't. It is recommended. Graphic, visual representation of the lead magnet. Clear explanation of the benefits of the lead magnet. These elements are specific to lead magnet pages. So just lead magnet pages. So you have a clear explanation of the lead magnet and a strong call to action, not a whammy pammy, sign up now. You want to say, grab it. Secure your future. What is the long-term outcome they're looking for? Start now. Start today. Get it done. People love to get started now. They love to take care of things now. Because remember, you're solving a problem for them. Is the form long or is it short? Name, first name only, and email address. Keep it short. You may be seeing lead magnet landing pages that also ask for a phone number. This is going to be more the norm because people are using text marketing, SMS marketing. Part of that crazy tech stack stuff, right? Oh, tech confusion. Don't panic. Don't panic. We don't need to go there right now. All right. So name and email address. Keep it short. And then some trust signals. Okay. What if somebody doesn't know you from a hill of beans? And there's, so many scams on the internet. Have a privacy policy link, bare minimum privacy policy link at the bottom of your page in the footer. Testimonials are super fantastic to have. Social proof. This is where those likes and comments come in really, really handy. If you can grab those off on a screenshot from the ad that you're running, yeah, that's proof that people like what you're doing. Okay, the next one. Everybody sit down, put your pen down, put your coffee down, put your water down, pay attention. A lead magnet landing page should only have the lead magnet on it. It should not have a menu saying about us. It should not have other options like buy my shiny stuff. Here's our product list. Here's my blog. Nada, nothing. Only the lead magnet. No menus, no other links to anything else. Do not put a link on a video that's on there. Do not put a link on your graphic. No, keep them on the page. People's attention span is short. Like, blink and you've gone through the red light short. Be aware, minimal distractions. Okay. Last point, mobile optimization. How many of us are using these wonderful and beautiful devices? Yes. Yeah, these wonderful devices. I'll give you a hint. More than 75% of lead magnets are looked at on mobile first. Wow. Wow. Make sure that landing page looks good on mobile. Design for mobile, and then tweak it for desktop. Okay. Oh, yes, I do have a gift for you. You want a checklist of what should be on those landing pages? Yeah, I got you covered. Okay. Put a Y in the chat. Put a Y in the chat. If you would like a checklist of the elements of all types of landing pages, lead magnet, webinar, live event, sales, masterclass. If you would like that, put a Y in the chat for me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all the Ys. I'm glad you're liking this. All right. Here's our next element. Conversational ad mastery. You ever sit down and have a cup of coffee with a friend and you're telling them a story about, yeah, I was trying to like get the car fixed and I ended up going the wrong way down the street, and then I ended up buying extra stuff at the car mechanics because I was late getting there. You're just chatting away, just chatting. You're having a conversation with a friend. You're vulnerable. You talk about mistakes. You're coming from your heart. Ads should feel the same way. Your marketing should feel the same way. It should feel like a conversation. And the way to make it feel like a conversation, yeah. I'm going to share with you something about the I mentioned the stages of market sophistication, right? So there's 5 of them. And when you know the 5 and if your audience is in level 1, level 2, level 3, 4, or 5, well, then you can craft that conversation around what they're used to. For example, let's say you come home and you're talking to your significant other about the same problem that you have at the office like every other day. And they're like, okay, What if you came home and you're like, this problem, and you rephrased it in a way that your spouse went, what? What happened? Tell me again. That's the difference between one stage of marketing versus another. Because in the first stage, your product's brand new. Nobody's heard about it. And in the second stage, it's like, oh, okay, there's a little bit of competition. Not much, but I need to change my messaging a little bit. Maybe add a feature in there. Like this fork's got the feature of this cool handle. Level 3 is where it's starting to get really fun with marketing. Because let's face it, level 1, you don't have to say a heck of a lot. Level 2, you really don't. Level 3, you better start acting like a marketer and knowing that marketing language, knowing psychologically what's going to trigger them. Level 4, it gets really hairy. And level 5, good grief. Level 5 markets are like cars, toilet paper, wash machines. But tell you what, since level 3 is the one where you really need to start cracking the code, I'm going to share with you a video that was done describing level 3. It's being described by a copywriter extraordinaire, Candice Lazar. She led the copy. She was the copy chief for one of the largest worldwide on this planet marketing organizations you've ever known or heard of. Candice is graciously providing this for us today. I'm going to get to that right now for you so that you have it. Let me know if you can hear it in the chat. It needs some time to kind of wind
generations of your family. Yeah, they're a little bit less at this point. But here's the thing. So there are some markets that are always going to be self-renewing, right? There are always going to be people that are continuing to consume things within that market, whether it's weight loss or whether, personal development, right? People who are into personal development, they enjoy it. They continue to purchase things within that market. So there are some markets that always are going to have people in it, and there are some markets that are always going to have new people coming into it. So you have people to promote to, but again, they're just more blessing. So you can't just repeat what's been said. You can't just sit there and start blowing up the numbers, right? What Jean says this market needs now is the new device to make your old claims seem a little fresher and a little bit more believable. So it's a new way of making the thing that you've been saying all along work. So basically, you're focusing at this point on the how rather than the what. The what is already implied. Like the original claim is already implied that the product works, right? The mechanism is kind of now, in a way, like bolstering evidence that it does, right? So a weight loss claim, like first wonder drug for reducing, right? It's implying that the reducing is happening. It's the first wonder drug, right? Floats fat right out of your body. What? Like, wow, how does that work? Yeah. So obviously you're losing the fat. Like that's implied that you're going to be losing weight, but there's some new way that it's happening that's floating fat right out of your body that sounds really, really fancy and really cool. And it's going to compel you to want to check that out. So if this sounds kind of stage one-ish, it's because it's kind of stage one-ish, right? You're telling them something new again. So you might be you hopefully are the very first person to tell them this new mechanism, right? And more recent example that we had seen for this was not air purifiers. um, during COVID, at first you're seeing the messaging just about the purity of the air, but then do you remember one day everyone started talking about ionization? It's like the new thing, ionization. You're like, what does that actually mean? I believe that since then we've determined that a lot of those things were meaningless and somewhat harmful. But everyone at one point, once air purifiers were at a certain level, they had to make it interesting again and get you to listen. So that was the new mechanism. Now, just like that was stage one, what happens again when all the other air filter companies come in and start talking about ionization, right? You've got to start. It's almost like going back to stage.
Yeah. It's almost like going back to stage one when you've got to go to stage three, is what she's talking about. Now, wouldn't it be really cool to have this entire recording? It's about 40 minutes long. Candace did a beautiful job with a lot of really great examples on this. And what I'd like to do is gift this to you for being here today. Would you like that? I thought you would. Yeah. Because, of course, a 40-minute video for you in an hour and a half long class would make the class really long. So this gift is for you. The next element. Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. My pleasure. Okay. So the next element we're going to focus on to make sure you are ready for ads are your funnel forensics. These funnel forensics are the points of friction that happen in your organic marketing and in your paid marketing. Your organic marketing, the headline. The purpose of the headline is to get somebody to read the next line. Copywriter David Deutsch will tell you every single word in the headline should compel you to read the next word. That's how important your headline is. The subheadline for your lead magnet page, remember it said it was optional, but recommended. And you guessed it. Yeah, exactly. For a sales page, yes, you need a subheadline for your sales page. That's correct. And for your webinar and for your live event and your masterclass. Yeah, you guys are getting this. I love it. CTA, that's your call to action. Yeah. If that call to action isn't smooth, if the link's broken, if the tech isn't connected behind the scenes, got to get those bones going, got to get those bones working. Bones have got to be connected. Got to connect the landing page to the CRM, to the email service provider. Page speed. Oh my gosh. I will never forget when I had a client who had this idea, because he does it every year, that you only needed 2 weeks to set up a worldwide charity function. Well, unfortunately, his tech team got buried in the process of creating all of the tech they had to create for all these charity donations. I mean, there was like 7 different levels of charitable donations. Well, they thought it'd be really smart to just use the old stuff from the previous year and just do what's called a 301 redirect. Well, when you do a 301 redirect, everything slows down. And you guessed it, they had How many charitable donations? So how many 301 redirects? 7 charitable donations, 7 301 redirects. It took over 4 minutes for that page to load. Yeah. Page speed can be very, very important. And there's things that you may or may not be aware from the tech perspective that can slow your page speed down. This is important. If you Google what's my page speed, you will have a wonderful tool from Google developers come up. Use that tool to check your page speed. Check it on desktop and check it on mobile. Mobile's different. And what's the percentage of people that download a lead magnet on mobile? Put it in the chat for me. What's that percentage? What's that percentage? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 75% or more. That's right. All right. And the delivery system. Oh, my gosh. Everything's working good. The page is going good. And good grief, the lead magnet didn't get delivered. Or worse, you delivered the lead magnet in one link, in one email, but never again. The delivery system's got to be on cue. It's got to be on target. Remember, we talked about the stages, the steps. How do people go through those steps with you? Well, if they didn't get that link in the first email, you better make sure that link is in the second email, and the third email, and the fourth. Yes, it's okay. Give it to them again. We're human. They're human. You need it again. It's great to have it. It's a service you're providing for them. It's kind of like, your new neighbor moves in and you're like, hey, if you need anything, here's my number. And next time you see him, if you still have my number, did you still have my number? Did you need anything? Here's my number again. Yeah. Same thing with online marketing. There's a person on the other side of that screen. It's your new best friend. Okay. So here we go. Points of friction for your paid ads. The first power there, that first column is all organic. This is paid. Your ad copy could be a point of friction. It could push people away. It could draw people in. How many seconds of the video are watched? Oh, yeah. You might be able to use a heat map to tell you this. But I'm going to share with you. Yeah. When I work with my clients, we do use the ads manager for this. We know exactly how many seconds of a video is watched. Landing page to link click ratio. This has got to be 80% or more. And if it's not, the first thing to check is your page speed. Landing page view to link click should be at least 80%. Put 80 in the chat for me. That's it. Add to cart to initiate checkout. What should this ratio be? 30%. Put a 30 in the chat for me. 30%. Add to cart ratio to initiate checkout. This means they decided to get what you're offering and they started with their payment information in there, but for some reason they stopped. How about initiating the checkout and then purchasing it? Yeah, I've seen this become a hot mess. Again, 30%. This should be a 30% ratio. So the last three points of friction are all ratios. These are important ratios when you're doing sales online. The third one, landing page view to link clicks, is important when you're doing lead magnets, when you're running ads for leads. And what is that number again? Tell me that number again. You got it. 80%. Cool. Okay. So that leads us right into that segue, that beautiful segue, right into the tech stack, because your funnel could have these points of friction. The ad copy is something you need to, that's part of the fleshy stuff. That's part of the MRI. That's part of the emotions. Yeah. The psychological triggers. Tech stack, this is the bare bones. This is where the x-ray comes in. This is where the x-ray tells you it's working, it's not working. Okay. Put in the chat room. How many pieces of tech are you currently using? How many pieces of tech? Are you using 2, 5, 20? How many pieces of tech are you using? 21? Put that in the chat for me. Okay. I know you might have to count on your fingers here. La, 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 la. I can play some music if you want. Or you want me to sing? No, I don't think so. Okay. So I see 5, 9, 16. Wow. That's a lot of tech. 3, very good. 4, 9, 12. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. You are going to be really, really happy because I'm going to share with you how many you need. And if you're only using 3, don't feel like you have to run out and get more. Only if you need it at this moment. I'm going to show you why. First, we have to look at what type of tech is needed. Here are some different types of tech. Analytics, texting software, email service providers, Google Tag Managers. You might have a landing page hosting service. You might have a webinar hosting service. You have graphics. They may or may not work. Video production. How about your calendar link if you're offering an appointment with them? That's part of your tech stack. Google Analytics. Who can relate to these? Give me a Y in the chat if you can relate to these. Yeah. Yeah. Very cool, right? And you want some harmony in there. We want harmony in our tech stack. So how many types of software are in yours? We talked about that. When all you need is, the first one you need an AI tool that's an LLM, a large language model, and can write out copy. I consider this part of your tech stack because it's tech. AI tools like this include ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Grok, Poe, me.com, no, you.com. You guys got this. Landing page software. Whatever you do, get really, really good, reliable landing page software. WordPress is the granddaddy of them all. Go High Level is doing a fantastic job. ClickFunnels does a decent job. I'm not selling you anything. I have no affiliate relationship with any of these. Webflow is good. Sigma can help you create. And oh my gosh, if you have a Square site or a Wix site, consider upgrading because it's going to impact your tracking. We're going to talk more about that in a second. In a moment, more on tracking. You do need an email service provider. This is your Aweber, your Constant Contact, your ConvertKit. ActiveCampaign is another one. And well, who's the one that QuickBooks just bought? It'll come to me. Oh, you're thinking of it too? Okay, when you think of it, let us know. Okay. You also need graphic creation software. I love Canva, and the AI feature in Canva has really gotten sophisticated. I'm getting great results with it lately. Graphic creation software. Ideogram.ai is also another one that's really coming up with some sweet stuff. Ideogram.ai. How about video production software? It's nice to have. You can always borrow friends. Don't pay for a year on these things. You may only need it for a couple months. Pay for a month at a time. And if you're not used to it, only get 1 month, 15 minutes every day, focus on it, play with it, check it out, see what it does and doesn't do. And faceless is okay. With my clients, like I mentioned, we do faceless videos. And we use a GPT that writes the copy, creates the video, the whole shebang. Pretty cool, huh? I'll be telling you more about that in a little bit. How about your ad manager? Oh, yeah. Now, if you only have 3 pieces of tech that you're using, I sincerely doubt one of them is your ad manager. Do not run out and do the ad manager right away because you don't need it yet. If you're only using 3, that tells me a little bit of MRI work here that you're probably not ready to run ads. If you're running at least 7, including your tracking system, you are very close to being ad ready. If everything's working, if you're able, I'm going to give you a prognosis checklist that you can go through it and make sure you're ready. If you have 7 pieces of tech, these 7 in particular, you're pretty darn close to being ad ready. Now, I mentioned earlier, we're going to talk a little bit about this whole tracking thing. Okay. So when it comes to tracking, how many sets are needed? Yes. How many sets of tracking do you need? You're like, oh, well, my landing page software tells me what's going off my page. I don't need anything else. Well, what if it's not telling you the truth? What if it doesn't get all the data? All right. There are major industries like trains. Trains carry goods like oil and gas and coal. They use 2 sets of tracking. One is on the tracks, and one is from their main station. How about airplanes? They use 2 tracking systems. One's on the plane, and one's on the ground in the radar tower. 2 tracking systems. Nuclear reactors, multiple tracking systems to monitor the pressure within the reactors. And same with oil and gas, multiple gauges, multiple tracking systems monitor the pressure in the well. Now, if these industries think, oh, it's so important before we are going to guard this with more than one tracking system, wouldn't you want to guard your money before you put it into ads? Wouldn't you want to guard it by having at least 2 tracking systems? Yes, of course you would. Put a yes in the chat. Put a yes in the chat. You know what? Yes, you get this. You want 2 tracking systems. Two. Some of them are a simple customer relation management tool. Others, your email service provider will tell you what's going on with your tracking. Landing page software, like I mentioned earlier. Yes, you can use that, but use it in conjunction with something else, like the ad manager. I'll tell you a secret. Lean in. Woo-hoo. Come on in close. Come on in close. Come on in. Come on in. Yeah. The Facebook ads manager doesn't always tell the truth. I'll bet that's a game changer for you. So I always use Google Analytics or the tag manager and compare the results from the ads manager to it. If I'm doing leads for a client, I'm going to compare the ads manager to the CRM or the email service provider. Always use 2 tracking systems. You can thank me later. Okay. Now, our 7th and final element. Stretch. Go ahead and stretch. Raise your hand up. Pat yourself on the back. Pat yourself on the back. Roll those shoulders out. You've been hanging in there. You're doing great. We're almost to the end. This trust therapy protocol. Oh my gosh. When we were taking your vitals earlier, be honest. How many of you have mentioned your offer in your social media in the last 30 days? Not last year, not 6 months ago. Not, oh, I think I put something in there for Black Friday last year. No. Okay, this is, what month is it? It's May. Yeah. You need something in there because it's a belief transfer. If they are looking at you and they see your offer in many places, it's believing in you. Alex Hormozi will tell you your free stuff gives more value to your paid stuff. I'm going to repeat that. Your free stuff gives more value to your paid stuff, your paid offer. If Alex Hormozi thinks that important, don't you think you should? I'm going to help you out here. The best way to get that trust going is to regularly and consistently post. I'm talking Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, formerly Twitter, is a fantastic way to get more SEO. You're thinking, oh, my clients aren't on there. There's more than one reason to have posts, and SEO is one of them. X is fantastic for that. If you have a content calendar, chances are you're going to do much better being consistent than if you don't. You can use scheduling software for this stuff. I love to use SocialBee. I should probably give you an affiliate link for that, right? Oh. And this is part of the Post Proven Profit Content Calendar. Okay, so the Post Proven Content Calendar, yes, you are going to get a link to this, and you're going to get a link to the prompts that I use to create the content for the calendar. Good or good? good or good. Put good in the chat if you like that. Put good in the chat if you like that. Because trust therapy, this is where it starts, baby. This is where you grow that relationship. This is where people get to know you, like you, trust you. Running out the gate with your ads without having a social media presence is like, yeah, it's like going outside in a snowstorm without a coat on. It's just silly. It doesn't work. It creates a very expensive problem for you. Okay. So we've gone through a lot of things. We've gone through your competitor analysis, your prospect engagement, your conversion rate rehab, conversational ad master rate, funnel forensics, tech stack harmony, and trust therapy protocol.